You've probably been scrolling on Instagram a few times and seen countless of people preaching about how they've made their fortune off of real estate. And every time it's some new secret method. So what are these methods? And how do people actually make money in real estate? And what do they even do? Real estate has more income streams than almost any other industry. And today I'm breaking down every single way people actually make money in residential real estate. Fast, simple, and straight to the point. Let's get right into it. This method is something very common, actually so common that some homeowners don't even know they're a part of this yet. First up is appreciation, where you buy a home, hold it, and let it naturally rise in value. That's called natural appreciation. But when there's natural appreciation, there's also such thing as forced appreciation too, where you increase the value by renovating, adding square footage, or improving the quality. This is where sweat equity turns into real equity. Cash flow is the classic play. Rental minus expenses, and if it's positive, the property pays you every month. Simple math, big long-term payoff, and ideally you'd like to find a property at the right price and with an adequate rental market to cover the mortgage. Now you can also increase your chances of bringing in more cash flow by building what's called an ADU, or an additional dwelling unit. Now usually you'd need to invest a good amount of capital, like somewhere around $75,000 to $100,000 depending on the size of the ADU to make more cash flow. The main things to be concerned about is to make sure to check with the city regarding permits, because some cities are very lenient with ADUs as some just flat out won't let you do it. Now you can also do partial rent outs too, called house hacking, where you live in one bedroom of the property and rent out the other bedrooms too, which helps you build equity while lowering the monthly payment and allowing you to live inside. Now one thing to note is that it is rare to be able to get your mortgage fully covered by a partial tenant, but at least you'll be getting paid in equity and your monthly payments are still heavily softened. Flipping is buy low and selling high in terms of real estate with a more hands-on approach. Buy a dilapidated home, renovate it, and repair it, and sell it on the market as brand new. This is going to be a high risk, high reward, but if you can control construction costs and timing, flips can print money. If not, they could also hurt a lot. The biggest advice I can give for this is to have the right team and know what you're doing. Working with actual professionals and realtors will make your flip a lot more better and predictable. And make sure to pull market comps to find if your flip will be worth the hassle. If you have no money, there's no problem. Wholesaling does not involve you purchasing the property, but instead finding a buyer, which usually is an investor, to buy the property from you. Wholesale is flipping's best friend, since a lot of flippers will work with wholesalers to help them find a dilapidated home below market value. Wholesalers need to find homes that either need work, need fast sales, or cash sales. What happens is that the wholesaler will promise the seller a certain amount and goes to investors marketing a slightly higher price, and they will be able to keep the difference. That difference solely depends on what kind of deal you're able to negotiate between the two. Some being as low as $5,000, some being as high as $150,000. Now BRRRR stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. You pull your money back out through refinancing your property instead of selling, and keep your asset as a rental. Take your refinance money to purchase another rental property, and this is how investors scale their portfolios fast. Now for this, you should be good with numbers, as this does involve a lot of moving parts, especially the bigger you get, and asset protection will become a higher priority. Short-term rentals refer to apps like Airbnb and Vrbo, where you as a host can charge higher nightly rates, but it requires much more management like cleaning fees and furniture and even sometimes repairs. But when done right, the cash flow is miles ahead of long-term rentals. But in the current market, the biggest things to look out for are city permits and even sometimes bad tenants. For some more stabilities, 30 to 90 day stays for nurses, students, or corporate clients have less turnover than Airbnb, but better returns than long-term rentals. And they also do require less maintenance. It's a great middle ground between long-term and short-term rentals. Now we are getting into the big leagues. Syndication can be passive or active investments into big apartments, where you put money in and let all the general partners do all the work and you guys split the profits. It's hands-off investing, but it does require the right team and having the capital. Now this is where you are starting on empty land or tearing down a home to make space through ground up construction or redevelopment. This is high risk, high reward, but when you control the dirt beneath your feet, the upside is absolutely massive. This can also allow for subdividing land to make more room for single family homes too, but of course you will need reliable construction team, and this is when architects come in and close city planning becomes important. Now I'm sure some of you watching this are getting a little overwhelmed by all of these options and coming to find that a lot of these options require a lot of money or connections. But there is a much easier barrier to entry: property management. Instead of you owning the property, you can go around to asking other owners who are having troubles leasing out their property to not only help them find the tenant, but also maintain the property for a set amount. But this does get time consuming, and when tenant problems begin to come up, you must make sure that you have the right connections to get repairs done properly and cheaply. So which method of residential real estate investment was your favorite? I'd love to hear some of your opinions in the comments down below. And if you think I missed anything, let me know too. If any of these topics interest you, make sure to subscribe since I will be talking about these more in depth in later videos. Again, if you need any specific help or assistance in real estate, feel free to shoot me a text or an email at the details down below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Ethan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.